I welcome once again my dear students to all of you to this online class of chemistry, class 6, lesson 4 matter. In the previous presentation, my dear students, we have already covered what is matter, how many states does matter has, and what is the reason that causes a difference in these states. That is, what is the reason that causes a difference in the states of matter. Now we are going to begin with general properties of solids. As my dear students, you can see here in the picture, it represents the molecular arrangement in solid. What are the things that you can depict from the picture? We can easily see that the molecules here are tightly packed, right? They are tightly packed. So the intermolecular force is extremely strong in case of solids so that they are not able to move from one position to the another position. That is, they can vibrate only at the fixed point. They vibrate only at their positions. That is why it is said that the intermolecular force in case of solid is maximum and intermolecular space. Can you see that this is a space? This white portion is the space between the molecules. This is least in case of solids. So this is the beginning of the property of solids. You should be knowing that now. Now we have a solid has a fixed shape and fixed volume. Remember that. That's the first property. A solid has a fixed shape and fixed volume. A solid is generally hard. Why? Because the molecules cannot move closer to or away from each other. Due to strong cohesion, we will require a stronger force to cut a solid. For example, you can see easily in the picture that while cutting an apple, the force that is required is greater. While if you want to pour a liquid from a jar into a glass, it is going to be easier for you. So you can see in the picture this apple is a solid, the shape of the apple is fixed and the volume is also fixed. Why? Again, the reason is clear, must be clear to you that the molecules cannot move away to or closer to each other due to the strong cohesion in the case of solid. This is the first property, and that is why a solid has a fixed shape and fixed volume due to the strong intermolecular force or force of cohesion. Second property, as we can see, is solids generally cannot be compressed. We cannot compress a solid. That means that the volume can or not be reduced by applying the pressure on them. The intermolecular space in solid is negligible as we have seen in the previous picture. The molecules cannot move closer to each other or they cannot push each other. However, porous solid means a solid which has pores in it, like a loaf of bread has air spaces, can be compressed. But generally, the solids cannot be compressed because they are hard and the space between them is less. Second property is a solid does not flow. This is because, again, the molecules are so tightly held that they cannot slip over one another. The fourth property is a solid expands or contracts very little on being heated. What do we mean by that? On being heated, the molecules they become more energetic and vibrate to a greater extent. However, they do not leave their position entirely and so the expansion is small. So while we are heating any of the solid, what happens? The molecules by that heat gives the energy to the molecules. Because of that, they tend to vibrate with greater energy, right? And they tend to vibrate more vigorously. But they do not leave their position entirely. The expansion it is very little which cannot be noticed by our eyes. Similarly, the expansion of a solid can be proved by the ball and ring experiment. We are going to see. So we have learned the four properties till now about solids. Solid is generally hard, it has a fixed shape and fixed volume. They cannot be compressed, they do not flow, they expand or contract very little on being heated or cooled, and that expansion or contraction is very negligible. Moving further, we have the expansion of a solid, my dear students, can be proved by the ball and ring experiment. Here you can see the two pictures in the figure 4.7, picture 1 and picture 2. The metal ball is such that it just passes through the ring, but when heated, it does not. We can see in the first picture that in the first picture, the ball is ring, the ball is attached to the ring, right? And it is not heated in the first picture. While in the second picture, as you heat it, we would be able to see that the ball has expanded. Okay? In the second picture, we can see that the ball expands and it tries to move little. But again, the expansion is quite less because the metal ball is solid. Okay, we can identify here the ball is completely attached to the ring, while in the second picture on heating, it tries to expand little and it moves further because the ball has expanded. However, when we again cool this, then the ball again passes through the ring. In fact, the ball has now contracted. After cooling, the ball will contract to the original size again. Similarly, when you heat a pan or a nail, it expands so that you do not notice it. But when a liquid such as mercury in a thermometer gets heated, it expands quite a bit. On being cooled, the molecules of a solid become less energetic and vibrate less about their mean positions than usual, so the solid contracts. I repeat, while we cool, any of the solid, the molecule of the solid, it becomes less energetic, right? The energy is reduced and they tend to vibrate less at their positions than the usual vibration. Then, therefore, the solid contracts. However, since the solid molecules cannot entirely leave their positions to come even closer together, the contraction is again very little. So both we can see that the solid expands or contracts, but that expansion or contraction is very little since the molecules are tightly held by the intermolecular force. They cannot leave their position, but they can vibrate with greater energy or they can vibrate with less energy only at their positions. So this was about the general properties of solids. I hope it might be clear to you. Now moving further, we have general properties of liquid. As we can see in the picture, this reflects the intermolecular arrangement or the structure of the liquid. My dear students, you might be able to easily identify the and find out the difference between intermolecular arrangement of solid and liquid. Here you can easily see that the space has increased and the molecules in case of liquid they are not as tightly held as they are held in case of solid. Here we can see the space has increased and if the space has increased the intermolecular force is reduced in case of liquid. That means The intermolecular force is more in case of solid as in comparison to liquid. The intermolecular force in liquid is weaker than in solids. So the molecules are further apart and they are not tightly held in their positions. Therefore, they can slip over one another. In other words, liquid can flow. Whereas, since the molecule in the solid, they are tightly held by the intermolecular force, they cannot flow, they cannot leave their position. Okay. While in case of liquids, the molecules can slip over one another, so therefore the liquids can flow. So we can easily find out the difference between the two molecular arrangement and it might be clear to you. Now moving further, we have the general property of liquid. A liquid has no fixed shape. It takes the shape of the container it is in. For example, suppose you pour equal quantities, say 300 ml of water into the containers of different shapes. In each case, water will take the shape of the container. But what do you think? Did the volume also change? Did the volume of water after pouring into the different shapes container also change? No, the volume remains the same, right? That is why it is said that it takes the shape of the container. That means it has no fixed shape, but the volume of the liquid is fixed. The shape of a liquid changes as the molecules can slip over one another and settle down to assume the shapes of the container into which the liquid is poured, right? That is very easily identified by you. And you might have seen that practically even at your home, that while you are pouring the water from the jar into the glass, then the water take the shape of the glass in which you are pouring it, right? But the volume remains the same. That is the first property. And why the shape changes? Because the molecules can slip over one another in case of liquid. The volume does not change as the molecules cannot come closer to or move away from each other. Second property is a liquid can be compressed only to a small extent. Why? Because the intermolecular space in liquid is not very large. So the molecules can be pushed closer only to a limited extent. That is why a liquid can be compressed again to a small extent. Why? Again, I'm speaking because the intermolecular space in case of liquid is not very large. That is why the molecules can be pushed closer only to a small extent. That is why a liquid can be compressed to a small extent. Property 3, as I said earlier, liquid can flow. Why? Because the intermolecular force being weak, the molecules can slip over one another. That is why liquid can flow. A liquid can flow because the intermolecular force being weak, the molecules can slip over one another. Fourth property is a liquid expands or contracts more than a solid. Okay, we have read that the solids they expand or contract to a very little amount that is quite not visible to the eyes or we cannot judge that. But a liquid expands or contracts quite little bit more than that of solid. When a liquid is heated, the molecules move more vigorously and go further away from each other and the liquid expands. So when we are heating any of the liquid, what happens? When we are heating it, that means the molecules of the liquid will gain energy and they will move further apart to each other and the liquid is going to expand. The expansion in a liquid is greater than in a solid because If we remember, the molecules of a solid cannot leave their fixed positions, right? We have read that the molecule in case of solid, they cannot leave their fixed positions. While in case of the molecule in case of liquid, they can slip over one another because of the weak intermolecular force. That is why, since the molecules in the liquid can leave their position, that is why the expansion in case of liquid is little bit greater than that in case of solid. Again, when the liquid is cooled, now that means if it is cooled, that means the energy is decreased. The molecules becomes less energetic and they move less vigorously. They come closer and the liquid contracts. The contraction is greater than in a solid because the intermolecular space is greater in a liquid than in a solid. Why the contraction is greater? Because here the reason is for because the intermolecular space is greater in liquid than in case of solid. So the molecules, they get the space, they contract, they can come closer to each other. And that is why we can see that the contraction and expansion in a liquid is greater than that in case of solids. Then, last property is that all the liquids do not mix with each other. That is very true. We have already seen water can mix with milk, honey, and alcohol, but not with oil. Although all the names that I said are liquid in nature, but water can mix with milk, with honey, with alcohol, but it does not mix with oil. So the liquids which mix with each other, they are called as miscible liquids like water and milk. They can easily mix with each other. That is why they are called as miscible liquids. While which do not mix with each other like water and oil, they are called as immiscible liquids. I repeat, the liquids which mix with each other like water can be easily mixed with milk are called as miscible liquids. While if I talk of water and oil, they cannot mix with each other, so that is why they are called as immiscible liquids. So that was all about the general property of liquids. So I repeat, a liquid has no fixed shape, but it has a fixed volume. A liquid can be compressed only to a small extent. A liquid can flow. A liquid expands or contracts more than a solid, and all the liquids do not mix with each other. Moving further, we have a small activity that is related. See here, we have a fixed fill a narrow mouth bottle with the colored water. Here we have two figures, that is A and B. So here we have a narrow mouth bottle that is fixed with the color, that is filled with the colored water. Now what we have done, we have fixed a transparent straw in the bottle with the help of a sealant. This is a sealant. Sealant is like M seal. With the help of it, the straw could be easily fixed at the mouth of the bottle of the straw could be easily attached with the mouth of the bottle, right? So we have fixed it with the M seal or any of the sealant. Now the water in the bottle will expand. Now, as you see, now place the bottle in the bowl of hot water. Okay, we have placed the bottle in a bowl of hot water, and we will see that as you place the bottle in a bowl that is containing hot water, you will see that the water, it is going to be the water in the bottle will expand and rise in the straw. Here it was less, and after you have kept it in the bowl, it has expanded, it has moved further. So as you keep it back again or you remove it from the bowl, the water inside it will cool and the water level will come down. Color water will come down after cooling. It will contract or the level of water in the straw will fall. So this is the experiment which tell us the liquid expands on heating and the level rises. and it can contract on cooling after the level falls. So this was a small activity. I hope, my dear students, everything is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the online class and you can go through the presentation again and again to make it more clear to you. Thank you, my dear students, for watching this video. Please, all of you, see it carefully, understand it. It is going to help you out. Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear students. Thank you. And please do see the video in order to make it more clear.